So I'm just about to plant out my peas for shoots. We like to grow Oregon sugar pod for this. They're not quite as prolific as alderman, which are also great for shoots. But the thing about Oregon sugar pod is that just like the pods are really sweet, the shoots are really sweet as well. And at this time of year, I'm all about getting the sweetest tastes because I had a long winter and early spring without anything that's really sweet in the veg department. So really looking forward to that. And yeah, I'll just show you how I do it. There's nothing to it. So when the peas get to be about this size, this is time to pick them. Pick out the tender growing tips really, and they're absolutely gorgeous like that. Make a lovely addition to a salad or a smoothie, stir fry, all those sorts of things. Really nice. I prefer to plant them when they're about this size. Just leave them to it basically until they get a bit bigger, and if you're lucky, you will get some actual peas. These are mange 2 peas, so they come quite nice and early. Obviously they've just got a great big mound of peas basically. There's no structure to them when you're growing them for shoots. They just look like this, but yeah, I think they're good, they're worth it. And one of the benefits of them is they're one of the few crops where you can get a full harvest outside by June, and that's when I want to plant my runner beans and French beans in that same bed. So there we go, they're all in there, and I spaced them probably, I don't know, that is 6 inches apart, something like that. No real science to that, it's just that's the number of modules that I had. And these are 3 weeks old now, I think. It's nice to plant them when they're nice and small like this. It's easier to get them hardened off, it's easier to put the fleece over the top of them. They're going to enjoy some fairly mild weather now, no frosts for the foreseeable future, but that means probably about 6 days, but quite windy and quite wet, so I'm just going to pop a bit of fleece over them, and that's the fleece I'm going to use. It's currently over some baby kales. We'll look at those as well. So they're looking really nice. They're interplanted with radish. I planted those about a week ago now, and so they should be fairly well hardened off. They've had quite a few frosts on them, so they're still obviously going to be under the protection of this low tunnel, but they don't need the fleece anymore. I really like using Coke cans to hold my fleece up. They're really good protection. They last forever. I've been reusing these Coke cans for quite a few years. Really useful, and they look just as good as new every year that I get them out. I really like this sort of fleece. It's kind of like this spun nylon or something like that. It's really tough, although it will rip in sort of extreme circumstances, but I've been using this piece for, I think this is its 3rd year. It will be going on the onions about the 10th of April, probably, something like that. But for now, it's going to do a good job protecting those little peas. And you can see just how good these little Coke cans are at preventing any damage to it. Nice and taut. Doesn't matter now that we're going to have some gale force winds, it should be happy. Now, I don't just grow peas for shoots at this time of year. I'm also growing just a double row, just one little double row in this little low tunnel, and I planted those out maybe 3 weeks ago, something like that, and they're growing really nicely now. I just train them at this stage just between these little double strings, and yeah, I've got to say I'm really pleased with the growth that they're putting on so far. These will be ready for harvest sort of late May. They'll reach the top of these canes by about the middle of April, and then I'll take this low tunnel top off, because obviously all these lettuces and turnips and everything will be perfectly content outside by the middle of April. And in a couple of weeks' time I'll start my next succession in the back garden along the edge of the path, and I'll put again moist 2 peas like these, Oregon sugar pod, some sugar snap peas, and some alderman shelling peas down there, and they'll all get planted out pretty much the same sort of time, but they'll all sort of come available in succession. We do love our peas, especially early in the season, and we don't, after that sowing, which are almost all done now, I won't actually do any more, because we don't really have many peas in the middle of summer. We don't find they grow very well for us, but of course by then we'll be in bean season, so we'll have an abundance of legumes and we won't be missing the peas. So hope you like this quick video. My name's Steve, this is the Seaside Kitchen Garden and Allotment channel, and I'll see you soon.